traditional capital is moving on-chain at an incredible rate. Right now, $26.6 billion in tokenized real-world assets sits on the blockchain. Every single one of those assets shares a hidden vulnerability. They possess zero automated protection against the issuer simply defaulting. Current DeFi insurance has a critical gap. On the left, the protocol intercepts a smart contract hack before it drains the asset. But on the right, an issuer defaulting on real-world obligations completely bypasses the protocol. The token value instantly drops to zero. For investors holding these tokens, the consequence is an immediate loss of capital, followed by years tied up in manual, complex legal proceedings to recover fractions of a cent. CoverFi builds the missing infrastructure layer to solve this. It is a fully automated on-chain credit default swap that replaces manual claims processes with deterministic smart contracts. To automate a credit default swap, the first architectural hurdle is quantifying institutional credit risk without relying on a centralized desk of human underwriters. The solution is the Issuer Reputation Score, or IRS. A central hub computes a continuous credit score from 0 to 1,000 using 5 on-chain streams. NAV punctuality and attestation accuracy measure operational diligence. Repayment history, collateral health, and governance activity evaluate financial health. A continuous credit score must directly impact the cost of capital. CoverFi translates this score into an exact automated insurance premium. The underwriting uses an exponential pricing formula. Premium equals 1,600 times e to the power of negative 0.001386 times the IRS score. A perfect 1,000 IRS pays a 4% annual premium. At the extreme, an IRS of 0 requires a 16% premium. Executing this curve entirely on-chain requires specific smart contract engineering. CoverFi utilizes the ABDK Math 64x64 library to process fixed-point mathematics with high gas efficiency. By isolating and pricing risk mathematically, the protocol allows the market to function permissionlessly. No human negotiation is required to price a policy. With the risk priced, the next logical requirement is structuring the incoming premium liquidity to back the actual insurance guarantees. Premium liquidity enters the central pool. After deducting a 5% fee, the remainder divides into 2 channels. The 70% senior tranche uses a C token model, steadily increasing its exchange rate. The 30% junior tranche absorbs first loss risk, distributing higher yields equally via a pro rata model. Providers select their exact risk profile, the lower yield protected senior position or the higher yield risk-absorbing junior position. This dual tranche architecture maps the specific capital structures of traditional fixed income directly into decentralized liquidity pools. The ultimate stress test for this architecture is a catastrophic event, an RWA issuer failing to meet their financial obligations. To initiate the default on-chain, CoverFi relies on a 3-node multi-sig gate, requiring input from a custodian, legal representative, and auditor. A 2 of 3 attestation is required. 2 of these bonded professionals must independently confirm the default to unlock the central hub. Once confirmed, the loss waterfall executes a strict liquidation sequence. First, the issuer's mandatory 5% bond drains completely. Second, the junior tranche drains to cover remaining deficits. Finally, the heavily shielded senior tranche is tapped only as an absolute last resort. This mathematically enforced waterfall guarantees risk-aligned capital depletion. It executes automatically, removing the need for human intervention or arbitrary claims negotiations. Beyond the movement of capital, decentralized payouts must also account for the legal constraints of the jurisdictions where they operate. Integrating ERC 3643 at the payout layer, a logic gate checks every token holder's KYC status. Compliant holders receive instant USDT payouts routed smoothly to their nodes. For non-compliant or frozen accounts, the gate blocks and diverts funds into a locked escrow smart contract vault. By enforcing these checks on-chain, CoverFi creates a settlement layer that natively respects regulatory compliance. When we view these components together, the scale of the system becomes clear. This wide network map displays all 16 connected smart contracts of the CoverFi protocol, actively processing data flows between the reputation scores, the tranches, and the compliance gates. The engineering behind this deployment relies on exact precision. The protocol operates on 416 passing tests, heavily weighted toward verifying the yield calculation system and specific edge cases. An infrastructure of this complexity requires an environment built for regulated finance. $26.6 billion in tokenized real-world assets are sitting on-chain today. CoverFi bridges the gap between decentralized smart contract execution and the strict legal realities of traditional finance, delivering an automated protection mechanism for institutional capital.